Cameraman Kevin here, coming to you from Ellis, Kansas. Got a nice little railroad museum here right in the center of town. Restored a couple of buildings here. It would have been cool to see these, next to the tracks where I used to live and busy and working, but that's just not possible. But it's nice that they saved them. And I think saving some things from the past is really cool. Understanding their place. When they were made and now, like these railroads, there's far fewer number of railroads now than there was at the peak, far fewer railroad miles. Railroading is interesting if you look back. So many people raised so much money and lost so much money, thinking they were going to be the next super rich one. And the super rich ones now are these big corporations that own, the big four in the country. And then there's a lot of smaller railroads, short lines that deliver around ports and industrial areas. Those areas these big railroads don't want to do because they don't make a lot of money. We'll let Mr. Tiny Penis roll along. It's funny. It just, anyway, I shouldn't be like that. He may be just fine when it comes to that. But my father's father, my grandfather Oscar, he worked on the Wabash Railroad in north central Missouri and also in Iowa for a short time. And so I've always been fascinated with railroads and railroading, and I have a lot of memorabilia from the Wabash. I even like looking through old timetables. I did that with the Illinois Central that ran through Wagoner, Illinois, where my mother's from. And the Green Diamond was the train that took folks down to St. Louis and up to Chicago, of course. And back then moved a lot of farm freight. Farmers get what they want to sell to town, load it on the train, and off it goes to the markets in Chicago and St. Louis. So having railroads around, still vital today. It's not like we don't need them, don't have them. And so when people want to save some things, and reminder of a time that for some, like this caboose, where the brakeman worked, now those jobs are done by sensors and computers and relays and that sort of thing. But it's still just remarkable, the technology that went into these things. And when you look at this one that's very old, you can look at some newer ones and it doesn't look that much different. There's a lot of steel there, a lot of technology. So when you go by railroads in your area, what railroad line is it? Is it the UP, the big yellow ones here? Is it the CP, KC, Canadian Pacific Kansas City? And they're, what is it, red, yellow, and black? I can't remember. They changed since they merged. Is it the Norfolk line? Is it the Burlington? The BNSF? Burlington Northern Santa Fe? Or is it the UP that gobbled up lines like the Missouri Pacific and I think the Central Pacific as well, the Southern Pacific? A lot of mergers. The time goes on, freight goes on, passengers go on the rails. It's nice just to sit and look and see what it takes to move this car safely down the tracks. So whether you like railroading or not, railroading is one of those things that is a marker in our past. And it's also a generator of jobs and freight and other things that move forward. So if you're in Ellis, Kansas anytime soon, stop on by. It's a nice little park here. It's right across from park. Sorry about the glare. For veterans, not for veterans, but memorial for veterans. And some of us like to hear that sound of a distant train horn. Back home, at my sister's place, the prevailing winds sometimes come out of the south, and you can hear the different lines. And by the sound of them, I kind of know which one is rolling through, whether it's the CPKC or the BNSF. A giant drill press, an upright drill press. And the steel and iron that thing has is immense, but when you're building things that need to roll with massive amounts of weights on them, you need something that's going to do the job and do it right. So for now, let's see if I can do this. We will say, see you next time. Oops, sorry. Don't. See you next time from Ellis, Kansas. Golly, Par, hold on. Here we go. Cameraman Kevin saying, we'll see you next time.